I'm going to show you right now how you can start your own business or turn your passion, your skill, or even your hobby into a profitable business venture. Whether you have a great idea or just a desire to start your own business, this video will help you with the step-by-step tools of how to transform your dream into reality. Research shows that only about 50% of businesses that are started are able to become successful within the first 5 years of being started. And so here are 4 tips and 4 steps if you desire and want to start your own business. Before we get into the 4 steps, there are 2 principles that anybody desiring to start their own business should understand. There is no business if you don't have a product or a service or some value you are offering to people. And there's also no business if you don't have customers or people who are looking for this particular product or the service that you are offering. It is very important to understand that for a business to be a business, you are offering some value to someone who is looking for that value. And until you have an idea, a product or a service that people are looking for, you don't have a business. And this is why the step number 1 is very important. The starting point of every business is the idea, the value you are offering, the solution you are bringing to the problems that you have identified. And so it is important for you to conceptualize your idea. This is what I mean by conceptualizing your idea. People buy what they need. People subscribe to what they think will bring them value. And so if an idea looks very promising to you only, if an idea looks very profitable to you in your mind, and you do not conceptualize it, it has no proven track record that it will work. The fact that you think that you can offer it, the fact that you think that it's a great idea, does not mean that people also think that it's a great idea. And here is how you will become very successful at conceptualizing your idea. You need to do a lot of brainstorming. You can even do market research where you send out certain questionnaire about what you want to do and give it to prospective customers, people you think might need it, people you think you are designing that solution for, people you think have the problem that you are trying to solve, and then take their ideas and feedback on it. Now, once you do this successfully, you realize that the feedback and the information you get from the market research will bring you to the point where you'll be able to design a very good product that people will be willing to buy. That brings us to step number 2. After you put all this information together, it is important to design what we call minimum viable product. Minimum viable product is simply something like a prototype or an example or your first or initial product or service that you are going to use to test the market to be able to determine whether people really want to buy this or they don't. Now, it is important for anyone deciding or desiring to start their own business to do this first. It is one thing taking the feedback. It is one thing having people tell you that, oh, this is going to be great, this is going to be good, we will buy it. And it is another thing actually starting and having to know whether people would buy it or not. That is one. Point number 2, the initial product or the service that you design might not necessarily meet all the standards, all the demands, or be able to solve all the needs or all the problems that people are having. And so when you design a minimum viable product, what you are doing is that you are releasing it out as a sample. And this is a very important step in desiring to start your own business. People would always buy value. And so if what you are offering is valuable to them, they will be willing to buy. This is why it's important to give them samples when you are starting out from nothing. It is important to have people try out what you have initially created so that their reviews and their feedbacks will help you to design something that will be viable, that so many other people will be willing to buy or purchase because it will offer value to them. And this brings us to step number 3. If you're having a lot of value from this particular video, I want you to kindly smash the like button. And you can also share this to someone else so that the person can also benefit. But if you are not yet subscribed to this channel, I want to ask you to please subscribe. Let's get back into the video. If you have a product, as I said in the beginning, and you don't have customers of people who are willing to buy or purchase it, you don't have a business. Vice versa, if there are customers or people looking for a product that does not exist, there is no business. So at this particular point, it's important to now start defining and looking for who your ideal customers and who your ideal clients will be. After you have designed the product, you have tested it on the market, you have done the prototype, you've had your feedback, you've had your reviews, you now have an idea who your prospective customers or clients will be. Now, the next thing you have to do is to do a deep market research, because there's no point starting a business or designing a product when you don't know how you are going to sell your product out to your prospective customers. And it's important in this step to define who they will be. And this brings us to the fourth step: how you launch your product or your service. Now, at this point, you have already taken some time, brainstormed, taken ideas from people, been able to put together your first or initial product or service, tested the prototype on the market. People have given you reviews about it. You've made the necessary changes. You've made the necessary adaptations that you have to do. You've tweaked things here and there, and you are now ready to launch your product because you've been able to identify the prospective customers that will find value in this product and how you'll be able to reach them. The next thing you have to do is to launch the product. But the fact that you've done enough research, the fact that you've done the prototype, the fact that people have given you their feedbacks, the fact that you have taken reviews from people, does not necessarily mean that your product would be viable once you launch out. So here's what you do. When you start out launching your product, you need to also consistently take customer reviews and feedback, because this is going to help you to be able to transform the product further if you need to, or decide or determine whether your initial ideal customer avatar that you created is really for it. And a lot of times, small business owners get to this point where they have now fully launched the product and they are not getting the kind of results or the feedback or the response from customers the way they thought or desired to have it. And sometimes that is able to demoralize them and break their resolve on doing this. At the end of the day, here's what we are talking about. If you ever desire to start any business, these 4 steps will help you. You need a product or a service. And so you need to define the type of product or service that you are offering. And it usually has to be some value or some solution that you are giving to people. You need to be able to create your initial prototype, your example, your initial version of the product you wish to sell. Give it out to people to try or test, and take reviews and feedback from them. And once you have taken the review and the feedback, you do all the reshaping you have to do, all the changes and the tweaking that you have to do to the product to make it a good market fit. And then once you have been able to do all these changes after the review, what you do is to define and design your ideal customer avatar. Who is the product for? Who are the people going to find value in this particular product? Then you are ready to launch your product by looking at all the branding that you need, by looking at how you sell the product, by looking at all the strategies that you will employ to make this particular product get to its end user, and to get feedback from the end user, and keep doing the changes, keep doing the reshaping till you get a product that people are willing to buy without question.